My friend self-destructed after a healthy relationship. Why? He bailed before she could do it wouldn't hurt as bad. I've done this. It's a lack of self-esteem combined with abandonment issues. Some people feel that they don't deserve to be loved and treated kindly. When this actually happens, they feel very uncomfortable and end up sabotaging it. I can only speak for myself, but am going through the same thing. My latent mental health and undiagnosed bullshit caused so much stress in our relationship that she left 12 days ago. She was an incredible partner and is still an equally excellent person. My life is permanently diminished by losing her. I don't think I was self-sabotaging on purpose, but it was certainly happening. It took me years to get over the last one, and I doubt very seriously I can ever psychologically afford to lose a lover again like this. I had thought I had done enough work to make myself suitable for dating, for building a life with someone, for finally feeling like there was a future beyond next week. A reason to live, which is now gone. I keep waiting for her to come back through the door and knowing it won't happen. She will be fine. I expect her to live a full and happy life, and for myself to just be another footnote for her, one she tells some other man about, some other time. Recovering addict here. We are so used to everything going to pot as soon as it's going well that it's easier and less painful to self-sabotage before it happens. Then it feels like you still have some measure of control over the situation and the feelings that might arise. I know that in the past, if I have been in a relationship with someone I truly care about, the consequences to my mental well-being and then risk of relapse if they split up with me or hurt me can be dire. They may even be life-threatening. Sometimes this fear can get to you. Doesn't have to be relationships either. It can be education, employment, whatever is a positive or something we care deeply about. When you're comfortable with misery, comfort becomes miserable. When you get used to seeing yourself at rock bottom, a mountaintop selfie just doesn't hit right. May growth and change find him along his path. Honest answer, the call was coming from inside the house. He was likely the problem all along. He was choosing bad partners to feel okay about himself and his addiction. Pretty decent of him to realize he was about to hurt a decent person and spare them the pain. Regret doesn't mean he was capable of taking a better path. Maybe it is lots of different factors combined. At least one of them would be that he felt cornered to choose between her and his previous lifestyle. He needs to get his depression treated. That said, it's also pretty common for people who have been in toxic relationships to bail on their first non-toxic relationship because they are so used to the toxic behaviors they don't know how to process healthy behaviors. This is so sad. There could be a lot of reasons, but the only person who knows for sure can find out and fix it is your friend. He said he wonders what would have happened if he didn't run away from her. Perhaps encourage him to seek help if he's not already to work through this. I once read that people don't run from good relationships, they run from themselves. He sounds like he's done so much to improve his life, for example former addict, and that's really admirable. I hope he figures things out and gets his happy. Some people view themselves as bad apples and they won't ever be a good apple. They don't want to ruin a good apple. Some people can't help themselves. Being content and happy is not sustainable. Used to be that I'd start getting close to a girl guy, and my brain would start coming up with every little thing about them that wasn't perfect and every possible way it could go wrong, and I'd sort of push them back to arm's length casual friendship. Self-sabotage, fear of success, fear of responsibility. I dunno. I was never as extreme or dramatic as your friend, but I missed out on a lot of opportunities that I really regret now. I've recently rekindled things with an old friend that I dated in college, and am not listening to my brain's bullshit this time. She's not a flawless perfect angel, and that's okay. Nobody is, God knows I'm not. It took me till my mid-40s to figure it out, but I'm sticking with this one for the long haul. The bailing on the relationship and undoing progress toward self-improvement are the manifested symptoms of untreated mental health problems. Most likely his internal barometer for what his brain considers normal is constant self-destruction and unhealthiness. All the positive things are different and unusual for him. And different and unusual things make us feel uncomfortable, and he'd rather go back to what his brain considers normal than what is actually good for him. Thank God for her that he broke up with her. He would have dragged her down to his misery and made her life a living hell. People who say you are the best thing that ever happened to me are dangerous romantic partners. They are abdicating the personal agency they have over their lives and instead place all their self-worth and accomplishments, and most importantly potential future happiness, all as the responsibilities of their partner. Without even asking, your friend is an addict. Addicts use drugs to not deal with their deep internal pain. He stopped using drugs but never treated that deep internal pain. There are so many possible reasons. These comments won't explain why. Most likely reason is his mental health. When a person is mentally ill, having a girlfriend doesn't fix that. Having a girlfriend also doesn't fix a drug addiction. She might have been good and the relationship might have been healthy, but he might not have been happy in it. Maybe they weren't compatible, maybe he can't handle monogamy. Speaking from experience, as someone with mental health and addiction issues, certain personality disorders will cause a person to both be more prone to addiction and less likely to want to stay in a committed, healthy relationship. Take ADHD for example. Someone with ADHD is constantly seeking dopamine. This makes them more prone to addiction and more likely to get bored in a steady, healthy relationship and want something more exciting. Sometimes they look at their healthy relationship and then they look at their addiction, and they choose their addiction. He self-destructed because he was an addict. When his relationship failed, he acted like an addict who lost his stash. We have all been there. Is your friend a robot? How do you self-destruct?